Hi, my name's Mo. I'm an environmental policy and decision-making major here at the School of Environment and Natural Resources, and I have a specialization in policy and governance and a minor in social justice advocacy and public policy.
Hello, my name is Luke Hawes. I'm a third-year undergraduate in environmental policy and decision-making. My specialization is policy and governance.
I've always been super passionate about the environment, and in high school I knew I wanted to do something in the realm of the environment, but I wasn't the best at science. So when I was looking around at different majors, at different schools, I found environmental policy and saw that Ohio State had a great major for it. It fit into my passions with governance as well as the environment, and it felt like the perfect fit for me. It's not very common at most schools, so having it here at Ohio State really made the decision easy for me.
I originally was a political science major in the College of Arts and Sciences. I was studying international relations. I did enjoy the major, but I wanted something more specific, more specialized. And I chose environmental policy and SCNR because it combined my interests in environmentalism and politics. And I really like the small, tight-knit feel of the School of Environment and Natural Resources. I feel like it's a lot more connected than the College of Arts and Sciences because it's a lot smaller and there's a kind of a whole campus dedicated to it on West Campus and Coffman especially.
My favorite class here at Ohio State has been ENR 3500, Community and Development. It's a really interesting class, a lot of group work, and you create your own community and work with other communities to try and make it better. I love this class so much that I'm actually a student instructional assistant for it, and I have been for the past 3 semesters. It has taught me so much about real-life dynamics and how communities work, and I feel like I've really learned a lot about what life is going to be like after I graduate here.
My favorite course for the environmental policy major was ENR 2300, Society and Natural Resources. It was taught by a really great instructor, Claire Bullock, who was a PhD candidate and also had been to law school, so that was a really interesting perspective for her to be teaching the class. I really enjoyed the sociological perspective on environmentalism, climate action. There was also a whole unit dedicated to climate organizing, protest movements. That was really interesting to see, especially as we deal with the current political state. One really cool experience I've had while being an undergraduate was the ability to study abroad. I did a study abroad trip. It was actually through the Department of History, but it was still a very environmental policy-esque trip. I went to the UN Climate Change Conference, COP28, the Conference of the Parties to the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. It was hosted in Dubai, United Arab Emirates. That was an awesome experience. I had never been out of the country before, so it was my first time abroad, and going to Dubai was definitely a really interesting first time abroad. But it was great because I got to interact with lots of United Nations delegates, both from the United States and from other countries, as well as other youth activists. I met a friend of Greta Thunberg's. I met lots of really, really cool Indigenous activists from around the world, and got to kind of plan protests and other policy recommendations for the conference. Yeah, I had previous involvement with the UN through the UN Association on campus, but it was a really cool experience to kind of tie that together, as well as with my studies in environmental policy, seeing it kind of the real thing in the international sphere.
I want to pursue law school and try and go into legislation in regard to the environment. It's something I'm really passionate about, and I think that the pre-law track that I'm on here at Ohio State is going to help me prepare for law school and life after that.
After graduation, I am interested in pursuing a master's degree in city and regional planning. I'm very interested in public transportation and sustainable transportation, so anything with buses, bikes, anything like that. I'm interested in getting a planning perspective on that, so I might pursue that degree. I'm still undecided though. I'm also interested in law school to study environmental law. Yeah, there's a lot of great options. I'm glad I chose the environmental policy major because it exposed me to a lot of different perspectives and different interests. So I also have an interest in waste management too for my campus job. I have lots of things I might pursue, so I think I'll just see what is right when the time comes.
One piece of advice I would give anyone that wants to study environmental policy is to stay hopeful. There's a lot that we can do. There's a lot in the world out there that we can fix, but it's up to us to do that. So make sure that you have positive intentions and positive attitudes when going into your classes. We can be the difference. And I think that environmental policy has a lot of doors that we can open together.
A piece of advice I would have for students interested in studying environmental policy is to just get as involved as you can with the school environment and natural resources. There are plenty of ways to do so, like getting involved in clubs within the school or that are related to environmentalism. You can become an SCNR ambassador and talk to future prospective students like yourself who may be watching this video. Or you could take an extra class in SCNR and try to just get as involved and as knowledgeable as you can about environmental issues. It's a great school that combines the social sciences with the natural sciences with the 5 majors on that scale from social sciences to natural sciences. So if you want to get more knowledgeable about the natural sciences, if you're interested in the policy side, that's definitely great because we should have policy based on science, of course. So yeah, I would just definitely get as involved as you can. It makes it a lot more personalized and you'll get a lot more connections and friends too.